Homes today are more connected than they've ever been before. Looking at home automation, streaming, gaming, and everybody and their dog now having some variant of either a cell phone or a tablet, it's now time to look at how we're actually going to supply everybody with the proper connectivity to make everything work. Today, we're going to be taking a look at some networking solutions that will do just that. Stay tuned. What's going on, guys? It's QuazyDog here, and like I said before, today we're actually going to be taking a look at a few different products that will help solve some of the problems we have with dead zones in our home and just allowing everybody to be properly connected within a home network. So without further ado, let's take a look at number one. All right, so of course, the first thing we're going to be looking at is going to be the router. This one in particular is the Linksys MaxStream AC1900 tri-band MU-MIMO router. And yes, I had to practice that. With this guy here, of course, it is a tri-band router, so it has a single 2.4 gigahertz channel, along with dual 5 gigahertz channels as well. The 2.4 is capable of about 400 megabits per second for a put through, and the 5 gigahertz channels are about 867 megabits per second. So of course, not the fastest networking solution, but we're not talking speed, we're talking whole home, reliability, and ease of use, and that's why we went with this guy here. This is also new to market, so links will be down in the description below for both Amazon US and Amazon Canada for you guys to take a look yourselves. So I'm actually just going to read off the spec sheet on the side very quickly. It was too much to memorize, and we'll go through exactly the importance of each one of those, and then of course we'll take a look within the box itself. So we covered the fact that this is a tri-band router. MU-MIMO, for those of you who don't know, again, we covered it in a previous video, but I'm actually gonna free up my hands here for a second. With traditional routers, the way that they used to work is, let's say you had 5 devices looking to share a network. With old routers, every time you wanted to use this guy here and you wanted to do something on the network, it would get its command or its turn, but then it actually had to wait for you to cycle through all the other devices before you came back to this guy here. So depending on how many things we had in our home, that could cause a lot of latency, especially when we're 15 to 20 units. Think about everything in your home. I guarantee you definitely have more than 5 and probably more than 10. It's just the world that we live in today with, again, home automation and everything like that. With MU-MIMO, what that does is allows you to go through the multi-user, multi-input, multi-output settings. So instead of everybody having their own unique turn, it actually groups everybody up into groups of 3s, making it a lot more efficient. Looking at an example of, let's say, 15 connected devices, well, instead of this guy having to wait through 15 siblings to get its signal again, now it only has to wait through 5 sets, which is great. So that was kind of in a nutshell MU-MIMO. I hope it made sense for you guys. So we're gonna go back through on the spec sheet here. It says this is good for medium households, but we're gonna address something that's going to accompany this guy to make sure that we get this to medium to large houses and really give a lot of people good, reliable connectivity. Of course, up to 15 plus devices. We just covered that with the MU-MIMO. Very easy to set up. It has a 2x2 AC, so 2 simultaneous data streams for stronger, faster performance. We covered that as well. Advanced security, which they all have WPA and WPA2 with a firewall. A USB 3.0 port. It is a quad-core CPU as well. So it has a 716 megahertz quad-core CPU for extremely fast data transfer speed. So of course, not the fastest on the market. We've seen some other solutions, even from Linksys, that surpass that. But again, that's still really good. Looking back a couple of years ago, you wouldn't dream of any CPUs like that in any home networking equipment, let alone smartphones and things like we have today as well. It is beamforming, so what this does is this actually hunts and directs the signal to the connected device instead of just sending it off in like one big fan evenly across the whole household. 4 adjustable antennas, which is really cool. 2 single band and 2 dual band, smart Wi-Fi access, and seamless roaming. And seamless roaming is really what's going to help this be a whole home sort of networking solution. So now we're gonna get right into the box here. We're gonna do a quick tour of the router itself. So most of these boxes all open from the bottom. Of course, you've got your startup guide. One thing that I think is cool is they let you write down your SSD and your network password on this. You can keep this in a safe place in case you're forgetful and don't really know all of your networking names and things like that. We're gonna take this guy off, throw that down there on the floor. And this, of course, is your router itself. So this is what the Mac streams look like as far as design is concerned. In the past, I've used the WRTs, both the 1900 ACS and the 3200 ACM. Those are big, bulky, loud, bright blue. I don't know if you can actually see mine back behind Spider-Man there, but it's nice to actually now have a solution that's just nice and stealthy black, to be completely honest with you. Not a big footprint on this guy either. You can see we have the 4 antennas. These are, of course, omnidirectional, so they spin, they orient in any fashion that you want. Depending on how it sits, you can have it like this and have them facing up. Or, of course, you've got the keyhole mounts on the back, so you can mount this on a wall, maybe like this, and you can have all of your antennas sort of facing up this way. Very nice minimalist top. So you've got, of course, just your cooling and your grills there, some grills on the back. And of course, looking at the physical back, going right from left to right, we've got your power, your AC input, your WAN port, 4 gigabit network or Ethernet ports, your USB 3.0, it is a single port. Of course, on the WRT variants, you're gonna have dual 3.0, or some have a single with an eSATA, but this one just has the one, still allows you to plug in a hard drive, network printer, anything like that, and your reset button is here as well. So all in all, this is a really, really nice unit. I like the way that it looks. It sets up, honestly, just like all of the other Linksys routers. Other than that, in the package, you've got your setup frisbee that you're never gonna use here, and you've got your power cable buried in here somewhere, and then an Ethernet cable. I like that the Ethernet cable's black too, actually. That's really nice. So this was the MacStream AC2200 MU-MIMO tri-band router. So we're gonna put this guy here, and we're actually gonna take a look at item number 2 that's gonna pair with this to give you that whole home solution. All right, so this is item number 2. This is the Linksys Next Gen AC1900 Plus. The actual model is the RE7000. This is an extender, but it's actually different than most. So you remember when we were actually going over the specs of this guy here, it said something about seamless roaming. Well, that's what this offers you as well. In fact, anything that has the MacStream in the name is gonna be capable of that. But what that means is you're not simply just using this guy, giving it another network name, and manually connecting to either the extender or the router, depending on what room you're in. This allows for a seamless handoff. So if you're closer to this guy or this guy has a more reliable signal, then your phone or your tablet or your computer or your home automation gear or whatever it is that you have will just automatically connect to this guy here. When you leave its range and by chance you hop onto this guy here or come into range of this, it will again seamlessly connect with the same network name. And that's gonna make traversing around your house extremely efficient. No longer are you going to be playing on a DS, let's say, or for me, actually, I play a lot of games on my Android phone. And when I tend to go from downstairs to upstairs or in certain rooms, I find I have a lot of disconnects and reconnects. So this should actually fix that. I will do a sort of maybe 30 days later, once I put this all within my home, to let you guys know exactly how it works and how it functions. But let's take a moment to get into this guy here. With this one as well, actually, let's take a look. It says it covers up to 10,000 square feet. Of course, this is dual band as well, and it is MU-MIMO. One thing to note with MU-MIMO is everything within your home has to be MU-MIMO compliant to actually take full access of that. Last year when I did the WRT 3200 ACS or ACM review, a lot of people said that MU-MIMO really isn't a thing and there's not a lot to it. And really they weren't wrong then. Looking at 2017, the new iPads, most of the new cell phones, a lot of new computers, they're all going MU-MIMO. Media streamers as well, Kodi boxes. So now's the time to jump on the bandwagon because it's actually useful. It's no longer a gimmick. Some things to note with this guy here, of course, 2.4 and 5 gigahertz frequencies. It is dual band. This does give you a gigabit Ethernet port on the bottom as well. So not only will it repeat the Wi-Fi signal, but it also has the ability to plug a LAN into the bottom of it if you have, let's say, a connected speaker or a desktop or something like that. that doesn't have Wi-Fi capabilities. Crossband technology, maximize simultaneous use of both bands. Push button connect, which is really great. MU-MIMO we covered, and access point mode, which we've kind of covered as well. So we're gonna get into this guy here. And again, I have covered a streamer or a repeater in the past from Linksys as well. This one, I actually like a lot more. If I can get this cover off here, throw that away. So the nice thing with this guy is it actually doesn't have any external antennas. It's all on the inside. One big benefit for me is I have a 22-month-old daughter. She's almost 2, and she's now loving to play with things. And all the time she's attracted to the other extender because it has the antennas, and she's constantly pulling on them. She's unplugging it. Not only is it a safety hazard, but of course it causes home network connectivity concerns. Sorry for the stutter, my recorder just fell off my lap. But anyway, with this guy here, it's got a nice small footprint. It's very unobtrusive as far as looks is concerned. So this will fit in any sort of motif or any sort of decor that you may have in the room of your choice. It also has spot finder technology. So if you don't know exactly where to put it, the cool thing is paired up with the application, you just plug it into an AC port, open the app, and it's gonna have a little grid to tell you if you're too close, too far away, and exactly what that sweet spot is for this to get the maximum connectivity from this guy here, and also to make sure that it sends that throughout the rest of your home. So this is really, really awesome. And if you're looking at picking up one of the MaxStream routers, this should really be within your same basket or your next immediate purchase to make sure that you're getting full use out of that MaxStream service. So let's now take a look at item number 3. So this is the last accessory sort of in the pairing. This one is completely optional, but there is some worth to it as well. This is of course the Linksys AC600. I think the model number itself is the USB 6100. But what this allows you to do is give any computer that's not currently MU-MIMO compliant the option via USB to take full advantage of that MU-MIMO. So again, not really giving you much for range or anything like that, but as far as reliability and speed, depending on how many things you have in your home, you may see a big benefit to this, whether it be a laptop or a desktop. So of course, we're just gonna get right into this here. I assume it kind of opens the same way as the other ones, and it doesn't, it opens from the side. So take this bad boy out, and pretty straightforward. This is just, again, a little tiny USB key. This will give you MU-MIMO, again, in any computer that's not currently MU-MIMO compliant. So don't really need to spend a whole lot of time on that guy there. All right, everyone, so that pretty much wraps up today's video. I just wanted to go over some great networking solutions to provide you guys the best and most reliable, seamless connection for 2017 for all of your networking needs. If you guys have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave them in the section below. That's exactly what it's there for. And on your way, there's a button that looks like this. Go ahead and give that a smash if you found any value in this video at all. Also consider subscribing, it's free of cost, and it will give you guys an option to watch some future videos if you guys choose to do so as well. Until next time, my name is Crazy Dog, you guys have been awesome, and we'll catch you all in the next one. Take care.